Welcome to Shondi's Kitchen. I am back home in my own kitchen tonight, and it's that time of the week again to clean out the fridge. So when I went through the fridge this afternoon, what I found, actually on my counter, I found a spaghetti squash. And so I put it in the oven and it just came out. You can see I just cut it in half, took the seeds out, and then I just put a little bit of water in the bottom of my baking pan here and just baked it on 350, and now it's just cooling and ready to go. And so squash is a wonderful food, you know, when the weather starts turning and now we're getting into crisper temperatures of fall. And so over here I have some onion. We're gonna make what I call a killer sauce for this spaghetti squash. And so I've sauteed some onion a little bit, and now I'm gonna add in some bell pepper. And when I looked at I remembered this sauce, and I thought, okay, I'm just gonna make some of this sauce for this spaghetti squash. And of course it called for a green pepper, and I was like, oh man, I don't have a green pepper. But I do, so I was gonna substitute a red pepper. And then I remembered cutting up a bunch of green peppers that I got at the farmer's market at the end of our season here where I live. And so I was able to just pull these green peppers right out of my freezer. And so I got them in here with this. And then also we're going to add in some minced garlic. And since I love this recipe so much, what I'm doing is I'm doubling the sauce recipe because you can use it on other things besides the spaghetti squash. So it's just as quick to double this recipe. So I'm just going to put this garlic in. I've got some minced ginger, fresh ginger root, and I will show you a good thing to keep, a good staple I keep in my fridge at all times. This is turmeric, which has a curcumin in it, which is it's a great anti-inflammatory for just your whole system. And then this is fresh ginger root. So I just keep these in my fridge. We juice them. I put them in sauces, but they're great, especially as we're coming into cold and flu season, and because they help strengthen the immune system. And so I put that in here, and I'm just going to just let this simmer for a few minutes on low heat. So I've got the onion, the garlic, the green peppers, the ginger. And before I go any further, the first thing what I wanted to do was you'll notice my official chef jacket here that has my name and my company on it. I just wanted to thank my dear friends, David and Rhonda Watkins. I got to see them last week in Las Vegas, and they surprised me with this. So it's so exciting for me to have this jacket and, or chef's coat. I'm not sure what the official name is, but I just wanted to publicly thank them for their thoughtfulness. And so I'm just gonna bring you back down here and show you how the spaghetti squash is super easy. All you do is just take a fork, and it just comes out kind of like angel hair pasta, if you will. And so you're just scraping all of this out and into the bowl. And it is that simple. This would be another fun job for one of your kids to do. And so you just end up with all of this stringy, spaghetti-like, which is why they call it spaghetti squash, because it looks like spaghetti, and then you're just left with that. And so you can just do that with, this other half kind of fell apart, but I'm just gonna still scrape this right into the bowl. And squash is just full of lots of fiber and lots of vitamins and minerals that our body needs. So it's a great fall food, and into the winter as well, because we have winter squash. We're just finishing up the zucchini season in the summer, and other summer squashes. And now we're coming more into the fall and winter squashes. So it's good, again, to give your body a variety. So I've just got this squash here in the bowl, and then I'm gonna go take you back over here to our pan here where we're working on our sauce. So now that's looking really good. Now what I'm going to add now is I've got some celery leaves. I'm sure you've all you know, when you cut up celery, and here's what it looks like when you cut up the leaves that are at the top, what to do with them. This is one of the things you can throw celery leaves into, you know, you can saute them with onions and garlic for soups and stews. They really have a great flavor. So I'm going to add that in. I'm going to add in some water. And then I'm also going to add in some almond butter. And I'm going to add in some tamari sauce. Now, I have 3 different kinds of tamari sauce that I'm going to show you, and just because there are, you know, for everyone, there's a variety of dietary needs out there, so I just want to show you some alternatives, especially if you are sensitive to soy. So I'm just going to stir this all in. We're going to let this all simmer together just for about 5 minutes. It doesn't take very long, which is great. I love creating different sauces because you can literally change the flavor of an entire meal just by changing the sauce. And so I'm just going to stir this in, and then I'll show you these different tamari sauce. So tamari is it's a type of soy sauce, and they have, you know, there's lots of different varieties out there, of course. The one that I use is it's reduced sodium, because soy sauce tends to have an excess of salt. And so this is, of course, it has our symbol here of non-GMO. And so I do use this. And if you want to go a step further, just to get a little more pure, this is called shoyu sauce, and it is actually fermented. So it hasn't been pasteurized. It has all of the enzymes are still intact, and so it's another form of soy sauce. And then if you don't do soy at all, you can get coconut aminos, and they are, you can substitute this in any recipe that calls for soy sauce, and again, it just comes from coconut. And so that is another alternative. Tonight, what I'm going to use the shoyu sauce. And I'm just going to add that into my sauce right here and stir that in. Again, we're just going to let this simmer for a few minutes. I'm going to show you how I'm, what I'm going to do with other things I found in my fridge. So I found some roasted beets that I just have, that I bought, that were already organic beets that were already roasted for me. And so whenever I find those on sale, I stock up. So I've got those in our salad bowl. I have some roasted red peppers that I've cut up in here. And then I also, last night I made a homemade guacamole, and because I had some zucchini from, again, from the farmer's market that I put in the freezer. And I had a little bit of zucchini left over from some other things I was making. So I made some guacamole, and I don't have to clean that out of the fridge because I ate the rest of it for lunch. But what I do have is some mango salsa that I fermented last month. So I just mixed the mango salsa in with the rest of this spiralized zucchini. And I'm just going to divide that up between these 2 bowls and add that in to our beautiful salad. And then I have some carrots that I fermented. This is an easy ferment to get your kids used to the taste of fermented foods. And so we made this in, I actually got to make this with my granddaughter last weekend, and these are just about ready. They've been going for 5 days and they taste great. You can let, the longer you go, let them go, then the more sour or fermented taste that they will have. And so what I've done is, I will show you back over here. I just diced up some of these fermented carrots here. And so I'm just going to add those right into our bowl that we're creating. And again, you know, we talk about, I love to talk about eating all the colors, or as many colors of the rainbow as you can. And as you can see, I've already got several colors in this bowl that we're going to eat tonight. And so that's really fun. And then the last thing I'm going to add into this sauce is some pumpkin seeds. And you can toast them if you would like. And so we're just going to let this sauce simmer a little bit longer. And again, you can taste it and adapt it to, you know, you can add more seasoning if you would like, salt and pepper if you would like. And then, so what I have also to go on top of our bowl here is some of my, when I make sauerkraut, I make it by the gallon because it just, I don't make it very often. And so I just, a forkful really helps with digestion. It helps keep all the good guys in our gut really, really happy. And so that they're strong in numbers, so they can kick out those bad guys. When we're exposed to bad viruses, then we've got enough good guys in there to say, hey, get out of here. This is my territory. So especially during this season, when we're coming into colder temperatures and just a lot of viruses are going around, you want to have a really happy tummy. And so again, that adds just more color into our bowl. And then earlier in the week, I made some quinoa. And so what I'm going to do here is, and now you could heat this up as well. I've just been sitting out a little bit, and it's got a little bit of a brown color because I actually cooked it in chicken mushroom bone broth. And the brand that I love is called Kettle and Fire. And when I don't have homemade bone broth, which I actually do have some in my fridge, but I love this chicken and mushroom bone broth that they have. And so I just keep some on hand, and it was just really easy to open up, and because I didn't have any bone broth defrosted, and cook my quinoa in it. So I'm just going to put just a scoopful in each of our bowls, and then I'm going to top it with these spaghetti squash and this amazing sauce. And just a little bit longer, and I think most of this liquid is going to absorb in here. And then what I'm going to do is just pour that. And of course, I've doubled this. So what I will do is just take out the portion that I'm going to use tonight and then just mix the sauce right on it. So I think what I'm going to do is just put a little bit of that spaghetti squash right on top of the quinoa. And then I will just take some of this yummy sauce, put it right on top of there. And dinner is served. Just so easy. And I've used, as you can see, I use actually several things, not only from the squash that was on my counter, but several other things from my refrigerator that, you know, need to be eaten, or they will turn into a science experiment. And so I hope that you got some ideas from this. And remember, just clean out, pick a night, clean out your fridge once a week, and you won't find any chicken in there that's turned green. So have a great week. And remember, next Tuesday, Holiday Fuel for a Healthier You is a short holiday program that is going to not only give you strategies so you don't sabotage your health during the holidays, but I'm also going to just give you tips on holiday parties and just help you to learn how to, improve the ingredients that you use to make your favorite holiday, not only treats, but, cranberry sauce, all different types of things that we eat during the holidays. And I've got some special bonus mini classes on sourdough, on making your own pureed pumpkin, which I know it sounds really laboring, but I found a really good, quick, easy way that is so little hands-on time. And I'm going to be doing a live taste test and to show you really the difference that I never realized, that the taste that comes from buying canned pumpkin and the difference in the flavor and the texture from homemade pumpkin. And there's a lot more bonuses happening in this program. Just go to showmehealthyliving.com/holiday and you can register for this program. And I hope to see you next Tuesday, and we will make this year different for the holidays so that you can come out on the other side, keeping your waistline, maintaining your energy, and staying well. So have a good rest of the weekend, and I will see you next week. Bye-bye.